The forest was eerily quiet. Even the rain seemed to have paused, as if holding its breath. Aurora's heart raced, each beat echoing in her ears like a drum. Kael's body was lying nearby, his chest rising and falling, but she felt the tug of the bond, stretched and pulling her in a way she had never felt before. Something was wrong. Soren stepped closer, his silver eyes scanning her face. "Listen to me carefully, Aurora. What just happened wasn't an accident. That wolf. It's not what it seems. And it wasn't alone." Aurora's hands trembled. "Not alone. Then who else is out here?" Soren's gaze flicked to the shadows between the trees. "There are forces in this forest that predate even the oldest packs. Ones that feed on bonds like yours. And the Alpha King, he's already aware of them." Kael groaned weakly, forcing himself to sit up. Blood stained his shirt, and his wolf form had yet to recover from the earlier assault. "Aurora, don't listen to him," he rasped, voice strained. "We can handle this, together." Soren's lips tightened into a thin line. "You don't understand, Alpha. You may survive, but she's at the center of something far bigger than both of you." Aurora's stomach sank. "At the center? What do you mean?" Soren took a deep breath, his expression hardening. "There's a shadow inside your bond, Aurora. Something neither of you can control yet. It's tied to your lineage. And it's hungry. If it's not guided, if it's left unchecked." He trailed off, his gaze falling to Kael. Aurora shivered. "Left unchecked. What happens?" Soren's silver eyes met hers, piercing into her soul. "It consumes everything it touches. Mate, your pack. Everything." A low growl rolled through the forest. Aurora's blood ran cold. She turned and froze. The massive wolf from before emerged again, stepping silently from the darkness. But this time there were two glowing pairs of eyes behind it, smaller, faster, circling, watching. Aurora's breath hitched. "What are they?" Soren's jaw tightened. "Hunters, but not of this world. They've been waiting. And they came because your bond called them." Kael struggled to his feet, his gold eyes blazing faintly despite his injuries. "Aurora, stay behind me." Aurora shook her head. "No. I can feel them. They're drawn to me." Soren stepped between them. "Exactly. And that's why you need me. I can help control it. If you let me. But you have to trust me completely. One misstep and—" He didn't finish. Before he could, the massive wolf lunged forward. Its speed was unnatural, faster than Kael could react. Aurora's heart slammed as it slammed into Kael with bone-crushing force, sending him sprawling again. Aurora screamed and reached for him, but Soren caught her wrist. "Not yet." The wolf froze mid-pounce, its glowing silver eyes locking onto Soren. It growled low and threatening, but it did not attack. Aurora's mind whirled. Why isn't it attacking him? Soren's lips curled into a faint, almost grim smile. "'Cause Aurora. It recognizes me. But it doesn't recognize all of me." Aurora's heart stopped. What do you mean?" Soren's gaze hardened, silver eyes blazing. "I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. But you're not ready to know the truth. Not yet." The wolf let out a deafening howl. The smaller wolves behind it joined, echoing like a chorus of shadows. The forest seemed to shake. Trees snapped under the force, the ground cracking beneath them. Aurora's stomach dropped as the forest spun around her. The bond with Kael tugged violently, pulling at her mind. She could feel something inside Kael reacting, something ancient and dark. Something that had awakened with her power. Soren's voice cut through her panic. "Aurora, listen to me carefully. Whatever you feel, whatever you sense, you cannot act alone. One wrong move and—" A shadow shot from the tree-line, faster than lightning, bigger than anything she had ever seen. Struck Soren. He vanished. Aurora screamed. Kael scrambled forward, but his injured body slowed him. The shadow moved like smoke, curling around her in a suffocating spiral. She could hear whispers, Kael's voice, her mother's, something else, all twisted together in a cacophony. Aurora's hands glowed with silver and shadow energy. The forest shook again. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. And then she heard it. A voice, cold and dripping with malice, echoing from inside the shadow itself. Aurora, your choice begins now. The whisper slithered through the trees like a cold blade. Aurora, your choice begins now. Aurora clutched her chest, gasping as the shadows pulsed around her, twisting and crawling like living smoke. The forest seemed to darken, each tree bending away as if afraid of what was coming. Kael staggered toward her, hand outstretched. Aurora, stay with me, don't listen to it. But his voice sounded far away. Too far. Something was pulling her, dragging her inward. Her vision blurred. The ground cracked beneath her feet, a shape formed in the swirling black mist. Not the wolves. Not Soren, something else. Towering silhouette. A figure with eyes that glowed the same burning silver as the wolves, but brighter. Ancient. Commanding. Aurora stumbled back. What are you? The figure didn't move. Didn't breathe. It simply stood there, staring at her with eyes that seemed to see every truth she had ever buried. Then it lifted a hand. And the world shifted. A rush of wind tore through the clearing, sending Kael flying backward with a harsh grunt. He hit a tree and collapsed, coughing blood. Kael! Aurora screamed, trying to run to him. But a wall of shadows rose up, blocking her path. She beat her fists against it, panic clawing her lungs. Let me through. The figure finally spoke. Its voice wasn't one voice, it was many. Layered. Echoing. Both human and monstrous. Your mate is slipping. Aurora's heart plummeted. What do you mean slipping? He's hurt. Let me go to him. The figure tilted its head. His soul. His wolf. His bond. Aurora shook her head violently. No. Stop talking in riddles. Tell me what's happening to him. Another shadow peeled off the figure and slithered across the ground, forming into a dark outline of Kael, hunched and trembling, eyes glowing faintly. Aurora's breath hitched. No, that's not real. Kael is right there. Two paths, the figure said, stepping closer. One mate. The shadow version of Kael lifted its head, and the look in its eyes was pure agony. Aurora's knees nearly buckled. What do you want from me? She whispered. The figure extended one long, dark hand toward her. A choice. Behind her, Kael screamed her name, raw, desperate. Aurora! Don't touch it. She spun. The real Kael was on his knees, blood dripping from his mouth, forcing himself upright. His eyes glowed gold and shadow black, flickering in and out like something inside him was tearing itself apart. Aurora, he gasped. Don't choose, don't listen to it, just stay with me. The figure's voice cut through his. If you touch my hand, he lives. Aurora froze. What? Soren suddenly appeared at the edge of the clearing, blood on his coat, breathing hard, eyes blazing with panic. Aurora, don't, he shouted. You don't understand what that thing is. The figure didn't even turn toward him. But if you turn away. The shadow Kael collapsed, convulsing. The real Kael screamed again, clutching his chest, eyes wide with terror. He will be lost. Forever. Aurora's entire world narrowed to one impossible moment. Kael choking on his own breath. Kael reaching for her. Kael breaking. And the tall shadow figure waiting, hand extended. Offering salvation. Aurora's tears blurred her vision. What are you? She whispered. The figure leaned closer. I am the one who can save him. Soren's voice cracked behind her. No. He's the one who can end him. Aurora trembled. The figure said nothing else. It didn't need to. Kael's body jerked violently. His eyes rolled back. He collapsed onto the ground, unmoving. And the bond between them snapped so painfully it ripped a scream from her throat. Kael! The figure's hand hovered inches from her own. Your choice, Aurora. The world held its breath. Aurora reached out. Her fingers touched. Darkness swallowed everything. Aurora woke with a violent gasp. Cold air flooded her lungs, the ground beneath her felt like stone. Smooth, icy, humming with a strange energy. She pushed herself up, trembling. The forest was gone. Completely gone. No trees, no sky, no wind. Just an endless expanse of swirling mist, glowing faintly silver and black, as if the moonlight itself had shattered and fallen into pieces. Aurora hugged her arms around herself. Where am I? A soft whisper rolled through the mist. Welcome, Eclipse Luna. Aurora spun, heart pounding, but the voice had no owner. Came from everywhere and nowhere at once. Kael, she shouted, her voice echoing endlessly. Kael, where are you? No answer. Only silence. And the faint sound of something dripping, slow, steady, like water falling into a deep well. Aurora stepped forward cautiously, the mist curling around her ankles. Then she saw him. Or something shaped like him. He stood ahead of her, half hidden in the fog, shoulders bare, back turned, head bowed, like he was listening to something she couldn't hear. Aurora's breath caught. Kael? He didn't turn. He took one step. The ground cracked beneath her. A warning. Threat. Aurora froze. Then Kael spoke, but not in his voice. His words were deeper, layered, distorted. Aurora, you shouldn't have come. Her pulse spiked. Kael, please, look at me. He slowly turned his head. And Aurora stumbled back, choking on her own breath. His eyes. They weren't gold. They weren't even shadow black. They were empty. Completely hollow. Pure void, no pupil, no iris, as if someone had carved out his soul and left the shell behind. Kael, she whispered. What did they do to you? He stepped forward, but his movements were wrong. Too slow. Too smooth. Not Kael. Not her Kael. Aurora backed away. Stop. Don't come any closer. The echoing, layered voice replied. You gave me your hand. Eclipse Luna. Now you must see what you chose. Aurora's stomach twisted. I didn't choose you. I chose to save him. A cold, humorless laugh rippled through the mist. And you did part of him. Before Aurora could understand what that meant, a second figure appeared behind the hollow-eyed Kael. Tall, powerful, silver-eyed. Soren. But not the Soren she knew. This version of him wore armor made of glowing runes, and a cloak formed entirely of black mist. A sigil pulsed on his forehead, the same symbol she had seen on the massive shadow wolf. Aurora's legs nearly gave out. Soren, she whispered in disbelief. His voice was like thunder wrapped in silk, calm, powerful, ancient. No, Aurora. Not Soren. He stepped forward, and the mist parted in fear. I am the one he was created from. Aurora stared, confused, terrified. Created from? What are you talking about? The silver-eyed figure stopped a few feet away from her. His gaze sharp and unreadable. Soren is only a fragment. Aurora's breath froze. A fragment of who? The figure leaned closer. Of me. A violent pulse of energy cracked the ground, sending Aurora flying backward. She hit the cold stone hard, coughing. The hollow-eyed Kael walked toward her, expression blank, soulless. Aurora scrambled back. No, stay away, Kael, fight it. The Kael shadow paused. His head twitching. For a single second, his real voice broke through. Aurora, run. Then the void swallowed his eyes again. Soren's true form extended a hand toward him. Bring her to me. Aurora screamed. Kael lunged. Aurora hit the ground hard as Kael lunged for her. But at the last possible second, he twisted his body, slamming his hands into the stone beside her instead of her throat. His face hovered inches above hers. His breath was ragged, his eyes, half void, half gold, flickered violently. Aurora! A whisper. Plea. A war inside him. She reached up slowly. Kael, fight it. Stay with me. For a heartbeat, Kael's real self pushed through. His hand cupped her cheek, trembling. Aurora, I'm trying. His voice cracked. Then, his body seized violently. A scream tore from his throat, a sound so raw it didn't sound human. Soren's true form watched from across the mist, his expression unreadable. He is splitting, he said calmly. The bond is tearing him apart. Aurora rounded on him, furious. Stop it. You're doing this. The figure stepped forward, eyes glowing brighter. No. You are doing this. Aurora froze. Me. He lifted a hand, and the mist between them spiraled upward like a tornado of smoke. When you awakened your power, the shadow eclipse surged. It bound to Kael, but you were untrained, unprepared. Aurora shook her head violently. No, I was saving him. The figure's silver eyes hardened. You were choosing him. Choosing the wrong way. The mist behind him roared, and suddenly images formed inside it like a mirror made of smoke. Aurora screaming as her power awakened. Kael crawling toward her through the forest. The explosion of light. The collapse. Kael's soul splitting in two. His shadow breaking away. The wolves awakening. Aurora stumbled back, gasping. No. No, this isn't real, this can't be real. The figure's voice dropped, low and dangerous. Everything you saw was just the beginning. Kael is no longer one wolf. Aurora's vision blurred. What does that even mean? He pointed to Kael's convulsing body. Half of him is here. Half of him is still trapped in the veil. Aurora's heart stopped. The veil where souls go when they're dying, her voice trembled. Or being stolen. The figure stepped closer. And soon he will not be either. He will become something else. Aurora swallowed. What? The figure's lips curved into something that wasn't a smile, more like a prophecy. The first shadow alpha. Aurora felt every drop of blood drain from her body. No. No, I won't let that happen. I won't lose him. She tried to run to Kael. But chains of shadow burst from the ground, curling around her wrists, yanking her back. Aurora! Kael roared, his voice breaking with agony. Don't let him. His voice cut off in a choking gasp as the void swallowed his eyes again. Soren's true form raised a hand. Kael's body lifted off the floor like a puppet. Arms spread, head thrown back, screaming silently as dark tendrils wrapped around his chest. Aurora thrashed against the chains. Stop! Let him go. The figure spoke almost gently. Aurora, you don't understand. Silver light burst behind him. I am not your enemy. Aurora's breath caught. Then who are you? He lowered his head. And when he spoke, the truth came like thunder. I am the one who created the first alpha. The chain squeezed Aurora's wrists, but Kael's screams grew louder. The mist exploded in spirals of glowing symbols. Aurora whispered, horrified. The moon god. The figure finally looked directly into her eyes. Not the moon god. A pause. The one the moon god banished. Aurora's blood turned to ice. Kael's body convulsed violently in midair. Aurora screamed. Aurora's scream tore through the mist, raw and trembling as Kael's body twisted violently midair, suspended by the dark tendrils crawling over his skin. His eyes flickered between gold, black, and void, like three souls fighting inside one body. Kael! Aurora struggled against the chains, dragging her to her knees. The cold bit into her wrists like teeth. The ancient figure, Soren's true self, watched her panic with an emotion she couldn't read. He stepped toward her, the mist curling back from his feet like it feared him. Do not waste your voice, he said softly. He cannot hear you now. Aurora glared through tears. What are you doing to him? Let him go. His expression didn't change. He is becoming what fate demanded. Aurora shook her head violently. No. Kael isn't fate. Kael is Kael. He's mine. A flicker, barely noticeable, passed through the being's silver eyes. Not surprise. Not anger. Something far stranger. Then he spoke. Your bond is the only thing keeping him from losing himself entirely. Aurora froze. The chain slackened, just a little, as if reacting to her realization. He continued. But the bond was forged by your awakening, and fractured by your fear. Her breath caught. My fear. You awakened the shadow eclipse out of desperation, the being said. Love made you powerful. Fear made you dangerous. Aurora trembled. Behind them, Kael's strangled cry echoed as his body arched violently, dark light exploding from his chest. Stop it, she begged. I'll do anything, just stop hurting him. The being turned to Kael, studying him like a craftsman analyzing broken pieces. He is not hurt. He paused. He is transforming. Aurora shook her head in denial. Kael doesn't want this. He never would. A soft, chilling laugh escaped him. Want has nothing to do with destiny. He raised his hand. The ground split open. Aurora gasped as a massive symbol ignited beneath Kael, ancient runes swirling in a circle of shadow light. They pulsed like a heartbeat, in sync with Kael's scream. Aurora sobbed. What is that? The being's voice dropped to a whisper. The mark I placed on the first alpha. Aurora's eyes widened in horror. You created the alpha bloodline. He nodded once. I forged the first wolves in the age before your moon god claimed dominion. Aurora felt ice crawl up her spine. You're lying, she whispered. You can't be. His silver eyes locked onto hers. Why do you think your bloodline was hidden? Why do you think the Alpha King hunts you? Why do you think Kael's bond nearly killed him the moment you awakened? Aurora swallowed hard, terrified of the answer. He leaned in. Because you carry my blood. Aurora's entire world collapsed in one breath. What? Her voice came out small, broken. You are descended from my first Luna. Aurora fell to her knees as the truth stabbed through her. Her mother, her secrets, her wolf. All of it. Connected to this ancient, banished being. Why? Aurora whispered, trembling. Why Kael? Why us? He finally reached out, brushing a cold fingertip beneath her chin and lifting her face. Aurora's whole body shuddered. Because only a Luna of my blood can birth the shadow alpha. Aurora's heart twisted painfully. You want Kael turned into a monster. I want Kael turned into what he was always meant to be. Behind him, Kael's body jerked again. But this time, the scream that tore from him was deeper, darker, powerful enough to shake the realm. Aurora's chains snapped all at once. The being didn't react. Aurora lunged to her feet, sprinting toward Kael. Kael, hold on, I'm coming. But halfway to him, the mist split open beneath her feet like a mouth. She screamed as she fell, down, 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 into endless darkness. Kael reached for her, but the shadows held him back. Aurora! His voice was pure agony. The ancient being watched her vanish into the void, and whispered, now the true choice begins.